everyone. I don't know if you can feel it too, but I think you can, that this is really a very push-pull, active rest, energizing, exhausting, pendulum swingy kind of month that we're having, right? We said a lot would be going on in March, and it certainly has. We definitely have our turning tides. We're seeing a lot of great stuff going on. And we also said, I believe I said it like, oh gosh, I don't know, a week, 2 weeks ago, that lots of stuff would start mounting and mounting and mounting in the end of this month, just pulling us all over the place. And that our job was to take effective action, but to also zoom out and know and give things a couple of days. When we hear something in the news or whatever, we give it a couple of days and then we respond appropriately. Okay? Because mid-April, we're going to look back on a lot of this stuff and we're going to go, that didn't actually turn into anything. Why did I waste all that energy? But what I'm here for is to read you this piece that I wrote on my Patreon last week, I believe. It was last weekend, but it still applies today, and I hope that it's very helpful for you. So it's titled, Our Spent Nervous Systems, Mercury Retrograde, and the Waning Moon. Phew. That's really the first word. We had, most of us in the U.S., a time change. Venus stationed retrograde. The Schumann resonance had wacky, unprecedented activity, huge geomagnetic storms, a build-up to the blood moon lunar eclipse in Virgo, the actual blood moon lunar eclipse in Virgo, and then Mercury went retrograde the next day in Aries, plus more astrological tangos. I have very amateur knowledge of astrology, but what I do know is that all these together equal that very push-pull, active rest, energizing, exhausting, pendulum swing of a month. We see this also in the push-pull of the attempts at fuckery by the Orange Julius Caesar, President Ketamine, and his Hellscape Foundation, which then get nixed by the courts or reneged because of incompetence or because of public outcry. When states allow awful things and we feel helpless to do anything, but then we see people stepping up and taking actions and helping those in need. It's a surefire way to shred our nervous systems because when we are in the sympathetic, which is the fight, flight, freeze, fawn response constantly, we get exhausted real quick. And you can add in that a dysregulated nervous system is not stellar for sleeping. But the planetary and energetic soup du jour does not mean that we are effed for the whole month. There are gifts in this steaming bowl if only we learn to flow with the energies. Merc retrograde forces us to slow down. We must choose our words carefully when speaking to anyone about anything, and also ask for confirmation that what we heard from the other person is what they meant. We must super carefully consider any new projects and perhaps put off launching them until it stations direct. We must really, really read contracts, even have a friend look over them with us before signing them. Technology might fritz, so we must practice patience while systems reboot and calls are dropped. It's a time of attention and mindfulness, slowing down to look at how we may be rushing through our days and not attending to our experience as present momenty as we could. And the full moon is now waning, which means as it retreats to the dark moon, we also retreat into more rest and self-care, doing a little gentle healing and dreaming of what we want to create in the waxing phase, but not doing too much about it just yet. Spring is hinting at its emergence, even if it's still snowing where you are. It's snowing here. So again, with that push-pull. The light comes in the windows a little differently now, though, doesn't it? Or have you been too busy and distracted to notice? Notice the little things, pay attention to delightful details, and flow with this energy that asks us to slow our roll. When we are aware of the energies and what we intrinsically feel like doing or not doing and allow ourselves to be guided by nature and all that is, we find more joy, ease, and success. In this cultural landscape, we are being bombarded daily with things that are designed to exhaust us. This is true just in a capitalist society where we are focused on being cogs in the means of production versus human beings. We have been conditioned to believe that guilt-free intentional rest, which is a phrase that I coined, is lazy, which apparently, aside from woke, of course, is the worst quality a person in the U.S. can have. according to those who are still asleep anyway. So what a rebellious act to rest, to slow down. Even if we must go be a cog, we can do that a little more calmly, a little more beautifully, a little more mindfully. We can buy less, we can drink less, we can scroll less, whatever you do to self-medicate, less. And get off the dopamine wheel that has been set up to placate us so we just keep cogging along. Resist the, oh my God, he's doing a bad and we must do something drug that they're slipping into our margaritas all day, and breathe. Consider what an effective action is, go do it, and then get back to your day. Our nervous systems may be stuck in the past, still believing that our physical selves are in danger, so we might be running at a low-grade sympathetic nervous system response all the time, which means that if one thing drops into that already almost full capacity cup, it overflows. This is why it's so important during these downtimes to do a little gentle work to soothe that nervous system with calming practices, breathing out longer than in with a sigh, tell the emotion it makes sense, and then telling it what's actually true with a capital T, in the now, in the present, in this moment. So let's surrender to the flow of the energies of this time. There is wisdom and in the guidance of nature, and we are always allowed to step out of the false systems into the ones that we are made for. Natural events affect us whether we believe it or like it. So resistance is, futile. And a life in harmony with the ebbs and flows of our human experience is a much more enjoyable ride. If you would like to read that for yourself, also, if you are a paid tier member, certain tiers will get a free copy of the 2 books that I have that are PDF downloads that help you plan out how to be effective, to take action in the world that actually makes a difference without burnout and overwhelm. And there's another one that helps explain how to calm your nervous system and how that whole thing works so that you can understand yourself better and take better care of yourself all the time, not just during these difficult times. Anyway, let me know what you think about that. And take advantage a little bit, even though there's a lot going bah at you, of this energy of slow down, rest a little more, take it a little more easy. Because you know what? We really do have this. It's coming. We got this.